Well, my father was born as 1888. He was a very young man when he ran the business, and he was selected by my grandfather, and he was sent to Hong Kong to study in St. Joseph. And so when he arrived in the Philippines, finished his schooling in Hong Kong, he can speak English because, you know, Hong Kong is under British rule. And it was timing because at that time the American just took over. Because of that, he bought that piece of land. You're talking about the Gotiaoco. He bought that piece of land from the American Chamber of Commerce. It's a lease for 99 years. He built that building at the age of 26, and my grandfather was very mad. He said, "Why do you build such a tall building? Nobody will rent it." But he really was trying to, you know, name it after his father, so it was called Gotiaoco Building. At that time, that was the only building in that area. And then, napuno man na yun. So, before you know it, the building was full. And so, my grandfather was very, very elated about it. Nga, oy, successful man di ay. So, he did not say anything. So when the Japanese came, our family do not have much funds because we never took it out. So we have to barter. My father and my mother have to barter cloth for rice. After the war, he was a very good, excellent businessman. Then my sister and my brother took over because my father died quite young. He was only 57 or 58 years old. And my sister was one of those who also liwat sa akong papa ba. My brother and sister are owner of that building. It's not mine. You must remember I have 13 brothers and sisters. So, and then at the time it is used by PNB, by the rental there. When this group headed by Bob and all of people came to see me, they were really thinking of Compañía Marítima building. So I told them, Compañía Marítima building came later. This Gotiaoco building is the symbol. I said, that's built by the Chinese craftsman before. That is a part of our legacy. I am in possession of the building. And I'm going to turn it over because the law says you have to give it back. So I'll give it back. And you just take over, all you have to do is just work with the National Museum or whoever, and which I'm glad that they did. Because there's symbolism in it. It's built by the Chinese craftsman.
This building is over 100 years old. Now we have several ancient columns here, a very peculiar shape. These are round columns which we need to preserve. And there are aesthetics here. So we need to preserve that ancient Chinese look in this building.
So the exterior was judged to be the most significant. Even the National Museum came in and then gave its imprimatur on what areas, which parts to preserve. So we submitted the study that's by the Conservation Studio of San Carlos. There is only two other things that needed to be preserved in the interior, which is the Great Hall, where you have these classical columns with very high ceilings, and elevator shaft, which is because it is the first building in Cebu that had an elevator.
This is not the same previous building, which is conventional. This is a challenging one because this is an old building, 100-year-old building. we have to retrofit everything. Sometimes you cannot sleep. You have sleepless nights because there might be something going on which we do not want, you know. But inch by inch, we made it.
One of the biggest challenges was, of course, that it's a very old building and a building that is quite prominent in the history of Cebu. The second, of course, is how to fit in all the programmatic requirements in this building.
This is a very prestigious job. I'm a fourth generation descendant of a Chinese. So I'm doing this pro bono job in honor of my great grandfather.
As a Chinese root and a Filipino citizen, at least we are accepted as a Filipino community, you know. I am proud to say because I am Chinese by blood but Filipino by culture. Something like a fulfillment. Maybe this is a legacy which I will leave for my children. Yeah, because this building or structure has been standing for another for 100 years, and maybe it will stand another 100 years.
First of all, I hope that we succeed in coming up with a structure that will do exactly that, where we preserve the significance of it, number one, that it is adaptively reused and used well. They are the repository of our memories. And we are richer for it because we have tangible evidence of what we were through these past decades.
I would like that the museum will tell the legacy of the Chinese in the Philippines, in Cebu particularly, on what they have contributed to make this city and the country as a whole what it is today. So what contribution did we have to make this country more livable, more progressive, and hopefully we can learn the trait of the old Chinese to continue it to the future generation. Like you said, hard work, thriftiness. I hope this will inculcate in the future generation. Very important.